welcome back to a series of spooky stories. I'm so glad that you like scary stories because I have more for you. Thanks for the follow, by the way. When I was really little, my parents would let me stay up late on the weekends and watch TV until I fell asleep. I really love these times because I would stay up later than anybody else just because I could. But one night I was almost asleep on the couch when I heard a noise on our front porch. It was the sound of our old-fashioned porch swing moving back and forth. Hell no. I was a little scared, so I crept toward the bay of the windows in my living room and peeked out towards the porch. Why would you do that? Don't do that. Sitting on my front porch swing was an older woman, probably in her 50s, wearing nothing but a nightgown, covered in blood, and holding a huge kitchen knife. Absolutely fucking not. I flipped out immediately and ran screaming into my parents' room, but was too terrified to form words. My parents saw that I was upset, but when I was finally able to tell them what I saw, my dad got really angry and told me that it was just a dream and to go back to bed. I'm gonna be honest with you, I would probably say the same thing just so I didn't have to go investigate. You know what I mean? I refused and kept crying and screaming until he had enough and snatched my arm, dragged me towards the front door to prove that nothing was there. I kicked and screamed all the way trying to make him stop, but he kept pulling me. Finally, we got to the door. He unlocked it, swung it open, and said, "See, there's nothing there." There was indeed something there, wasn't there? To this day, I have never seen the look of fear and shock that was on his face. And when that woman turned and stared at both of us and slowly stood up with a knife. Hell no. My dad slammed the door shut and got my mom to call the police while he went and got his pew-pew. He went back to the door with a 12 gauge and cracked the door enough to stick the barrel out. He asked her what she was doing, and she said, "Somebody killed my husband, but it wasn't me." "I don't believe you, lady." My dad told her that the police were coming. She freaked out, grabbed the knife, and walked away. The police found her 15 minutes later trying to break into one of our neighbors' houses. I never slept in the room again. After she left, my dad called and warned my crazy uncle who lived next door on what was happening. Apparently, he was waiting on his front porch with a shotgun when she walked by. He pointed it at her and said, "Keep moving, bitch." Hell yeah. Now again, these are Reddit stories, so people are able to update them. And the update says, I just talked to my mom and she said that they never really found out the whole story. But apparently she was crazy and off her medication. Her and her husband got into a fight. She tried to attack him with a knife, but didn't seriously hurt him. When he got her out of the house, she cut herself with the knife, either trying to commit or make it look like her husband did it. The police never talked to us about it, so that's just what they heard from the woman's neighbors. That is insane and terrifying. Again, like I said in yesterday's story, I would probably shit my pants. Rate it on a scale of spooky, scary, creepy, 1 to 10. 1 being the least spooky, scary, creepy, 10 being the most scary, creepy, spooky. The stories that I'm reading for the series are off of Reddit. If this series takes off the way that a series of anonymous petty events did, or if someone messaged me saying that they want to submit a story of their own, I will create another Google form the way that I did with the series of anonymous petty events episode. That will be available on the link tree in my profile. This is the microphone that I've used for a couple of years that has leveled up my audio. I use it if I ever do podcast episodes. I use it on 99% of my series of anonymous petty events episodes. Other times I forget to plug it in, so I won't count those. If you want to level up your audio or if you want to start a podcast, you need a good podcast mic. This is your girl. There will be an orange link in the video. I will see y'all next time. Stay spooky, friends.